We tend to think of artificial intelligence as something weightless. You type a prompt, a model thinks, and an answer appears. But underneath that digital interaction is a gritty reality of concrete, heavy machinery and enormous financial risk. This bar chart shows the projected capital expenditure of the world's 14 largest data center operators. By 2026, that number is expected to approach $750 billion. The technology industry is building physical infrastructure at a scale normally associated with energy, transportation, and national development. Economically, an AI data center behaves like a power plant, a highly levered real estate project, and an airline fleet, all operating inside the same fence. What these facilities actually sell is raw computation. They rent out access to processors capable of performing the vast number of mathematical operations required to train and operate AI models. This product is extremely perishable. An idle AI tick operates like an empty hotel room. That revenue is permanently lost, making utilization the most important number. If machines spend too much time waiting for customers, returns on investment collapse. Operating these facilities is a massive, debt-fueled gamble. Success depends on building a perfectly timed financing machine that can turn electricity into revenue before the costs of the debt take over. The chain reaction begins with the contract. To guarantee they have the capacity to train the next model, major AI companies sign take-or-pay commitments, typically reserving thousands of chips for 2 to 5 years. This structure shifts the utilization risk onto the customer. Whether the AI company uses every available hour or not, the data center owner receives a predictable income, making the project viable for lenders. The owner takes that long-term contract directly to banks and investors. Those future payments serve as collateral, releasing the billions in debt capital required to start construction and purchase equipment. That capital is immediately deployed to secure the physical hardware. Advanced GPUs, like the one seen here, form the core of the cluster and the primary engine of revenue generation. Once the chips arrive, they face a massive physical bottleneck: power density. A single advanced server rack can consume approximately 120 kilowatts at full load, a density far beyond traditional data centers. This intensity is measured by power usage effectiveness, or PUE. For every unit of power the computers use, another half unit is often consumed just by the pumps, cooling equipment, and fans required to keep the machines alive. Because of these requirements, the most valuable asset in the build-out is often not the chip itself. It is a guaranteed connection to the grid, capable of delivering hundreds of megawatts 24 hours a day. The financial pressure of this model is clear in the case of CoreWeave. In 2025, the company generated $5.1 billion in revenue, but its towering infrastructure investment reached over $10 billion, leading to a net loss of $1.1 billion. The timing of these projects is fragile. Interest on the debt starts accumulating the moment the financing is signed, while the revenue must wait until the physical facility is fully operational. If a critical power connection arrives 6 months late, the entire financing machine begins to operate in reverse. The GPUs cannot be deployed, the customer service date is missed, and revenue recognition is delayed. Yet the interest expense continues to pile up. One physical delay quickly infects the entire capital structure. In this environment, a single bottleneck threatens the survival of the business. If the revenue doesn't arrive before the debt payments consume the advantage, the project becomes a massive financial liability. The final risk is technological obsolescence. A breakthrough in AI efficiency can be dangerous for data center owners, as newer chips may process the same demand using far fewer machines. This creates a paradox similar to an airline owning an older fleet. The older planes still function, but if a newer model uses half the fuel, the older hardware becomes economically weaker every time fuel prices rise. Every major infrastructure transformation looks excessive before demand fully arrives. This $750 billion gamble follows the same pattern as the expansion of the railroads or the installation of fiber optic networks. History shows that many of the original builders go bankrupt while constructing the foundation of a new economy. The infrastructure remains, but it is often later owners who purchase it cheaply and reap the long-term rewards. The winners of this boom won't necessarily be the ones with the most chips. They will be the ones who can flawlessly convert electricity into revenue faster than debt accumulates and the technology becomes obsolete.